Hey everyone, happy Friday. So if you watch my videos, you know that I did mention last week that I am finally pregnant. I'm now 17 weeks and in my second trimester going into month 4. And in today's video, I just thought I would mention a few things that any woman who has MS and is considering getting pregnant and having a child may just want to take into consideration before jumping into it and getting pregnant right away, because there are some things that I've learned you really do want to think about before going ahead and getting pregnant. The number one thing I would say you should be doing before you just go ahead and get pregnant is take into consideration any medications you are on, which you've all heard me talk about in past videos, especially for MS medications. As you know, I was on Aubagio and I did the flush to get it out of my system because you cannot take it while pregnant because it can cause birth defects. I know there are some MS medications that doctors will allow you to take while you are pregnant, but that I feel like is your own personal choice if you want to take it or not. But I think that's the number one step that you'd want to take before getting pregnant, is talking to your specialist about that and seeing if it's time for you to go off your medications, switch medications, or if you can continue taking the one that you are on. With Aubagio, it takes 2 years to get out of your system if you don't do the flush. So it's not like something you could just stop taking and then possibly a month later try and get pregnant without worrying about it still be in your system. So I feel like definitely go and talk to your doctors about any medications you're on. And that would be a number one step to take. You also want to make sure that your MS is stable. I don't think that really anybody who is suffering from a relapse, has recently had a relapse, would necessarily want to get pregnant right away. You really want to make sure that you are feeling okay and your body and your mind are prepared for it, because it is a really big step and it does take a lot out of you. So you just want to make sure that you're feeling good before you go ahead and try to get pregnant. Another big piece of advice that I would suggest is making sure that you have some sort of support system, be it a spouse, family, friends. You want to make sure you have somebody there just to give you support in general during your pregnancy and especially after. As I've mentioned before, they say, MS, it's almost like halted when you're pregnant. You don't feel like you have MS. You feel a lot better. Well, I can tell you now from personal experience, so far, I don't feel that way. I still have my MS symptoms, and now I'm dealing with pregnancy symptoms on top of that. So, to be honest, it's actually been harder being pregnant and having MS. I definitely haven't felt so much better. That could change over the next couple months. It could change going into the third trimester. I'll let everybody know. So far, not. Had fatigue from the MS before, have worse fatigue now from being pregnant. I still have lots of nerve pain in my legs, and I can't take anything for it, so it's still there. Pregnancy has not taken that pain away. I'm not sure if it's going to get better, but you can't take anything for it. So there are days where I am completely wiped out from doing nothing. And you just want to make sure you have somebody to turn to if you do need any help with anything. And that goes for after having the child, after you give birth. We know that there is a higher risk of having a relapse after you give birth. My specialist said to me, you want to ask for as much help as you can, and you're probably going to need it after you give birth. Even if you don't have a relapse, your MS symptoms are probably going to get a little bit worse, especially the fatigue after you deliver, and you want as much help as you can. So that's just some little pieces of advice that I could give you if you have MS and you're considering getting pregnant, just from my personal experiences so far. If you have any questions, as I said, please feel free to message me in the comments below and I'll answer whatever I can. And I'll just keep everybody posted on how everything is going for me and dealing with MS and being pregnant and just taking this next journey that I'm on. So thanks for watching. I hope I gave you a little bit of advice today that might have helped somebody out there, and I will see you next week.